Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video by UmbrasDarkness. In today's video, you guys, we're going to be going over the underground maze. But first, I wanted to show off my 3 purple stars and my wife's 2 blue stars. It's a huge achievement for me. I will never get higher than that. I didn't think I was going to get to purple stars, so I just wanted to show it off a little bit. Alright, so to start off or preface this video, I want to say I'm not an expert in the underground maze. It's actually my weakest department in the game. I've been asked a bunch to explore it and try to understand it better and ultimately make a video by it from the Patreons. So that's what I've done. A lot of this information comes from my best friend, Chewbacca. He's in the same server and the same alliance of me as of the recording of this video. He's an excellent man. We play in-game and out-game all the time. So huge shout out to him for all the information. If there's anything you guys would change or anything you guys have feedback on, please feel free. Keep it clean in the comments. And again, huge shout out to Chewy for teaching me about the underground maze, taking his time out of his day to give me all the information. That's where everything comes from. All right, so first and foremost, the information I'm about to provide is more towards mid to end game players. In the beginning, you should be worrying about other game modes. You should be doing underground maze as like a, hey, I want to do this every week to get this, but I don't want to worry about it, right? You're trying to get tower snails and, you know, get a reform, maybe get 2, 3, whatever, but you're not necessarily worried about being as efficient as possible, getting first, things like that. You're really worried about groundhog, Panglions, developing your queen, things like that. This should be the last thing on your checklist. It is definitely a late to end game styled play style, right? Okay, now that that disclaimer is out of the way, the first thing, as you see, is the special ant first aid available. This isn't available until Special Ant Day in SVS, so I wouldn't worry about it until Special Ant Day of SVS. Another reason to not worry about Underground Maze until the Special Ant Day of SVS is that's the day that you're going to upgrade your Special Ants, and you want to use your, your strongest troops, your strongest version of the troops, things like that. You don't want to come into the maze with, for example, a level 50 golden spiny, or here a better example is a level 50 jet black, but all the skills aren't maxed or unlocked, and jet black's big thing to bring into battle is the healing. So I want to wait until after Special Ant Day, have the skill unlocked, and then go into battle, so that way I can take advantage of him. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and look at Underground Maze. You start at level 1. There's no quick clear. There's no, advance to X level. You start off at the very beginning. And the highest floor, obviously, for me is level 27. The highest floor in my server is level 40, level 41. But they are a high spender. Also in my alliance, great person, Ruth. They're excellent. So that is the gist of it, and you can see how you do on leaderboard. There's rewards based off of how you get. Right now you can see someone's at level 35. They've already started going. They might already have max special ants and they don't see any improvement they can do on Special Ant Day, or they don't care. So you can see it does start competitive as soon as possible. I'm going to be honest, it's worth doing, even if you don't want to waste the time, you don't want to spend the time that you're going to see is required in this video. It is worth the time to even, do one hit, because as you can see, you make only 400 less than, top 500. So it's definitely worth it to just go in and do level 1, one hit of the maze. Obviously, I encourage you to do farther. I encourage you to get top 200, top 100, whatever it might be, but it is 100% worth it to go in and just battle level 1 of the boss. Don't care about anything from this video and go ahead and get your tower snails, right? which is this right here, and how you buy stuff from the maze store. All right. So now that we've gotten through this, as you'll notice, nothing inside of here drops anything until you get to the boss, but you have to go through it in order to get to the boss. That being said, surprise shells drop bonuses, which we'll get to later in the video. However, they are not worth the additional damage your troops will make or take by going through additional troops. So you want to take the quickest route to the boss. Surprise shells are in line to the boss sometimes, so it's not always going to be an additional troop, in which case you want to take that route. So we click in, we see cricket. There are a recommended special ant type. This is going to be the best thing that you should focus on, which is just guardian special ant is their weakness. And then the second thing that you're going to look at is creature weakness. So guardian ant, special ant, what that means is you hit attack, and then you're going to click this guardian ant, not this neutral, not this universal, this guardian ant. And then you're going to use your weakest ones first, right? You want to use your weakest ones in order to get in there. Range does matter, so you want to try and set this up so that way your farther back troops are in the back, and you want your strongest troops in the back so they take less damage and can be used later on in the maze. Now, when we see the damage reduction, you can see this chart. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on it. Obviously, you can see that there's a lot of check marks. And if we go ahead and look at it like this, you'll see that every troop is in here and it is broken down by the troop type. So for damage reduction, you can see a bunch of guardian ants have it. So you want to try and use those types of guardian ants, but the skill has to be unlocked. So just because guard general, jet black, black cancer have them, you have to have that skill unlocked for it to matter. So back to like the jet black or the guardian guard general, you can see here I have no skills unlocked, so it's not going to deal with the damage reduction, and the range doesn't really matter because it's not going to do anything. It's basically a placeholder, right? Otherwise, guard general should be in the front because it has ranges of 2. Now the damage reduction is here. So unless skill 5 is unlocked, it's not going to impact this creature weakness of damage reduction. However, it's still worth using guardian ants, and you can focus on the other things later. This will be a common theme throughout it. So then you're going to click March. You can watch it happen. The video's not interactive, so you can just click it forward. Now, based off of the amount of damage it takes, they'll lose hearts. You have 3 hearts and then they die. So 1, 2, and then once they lose that last heart, they're going to go ahead and die. Then we click on the next one, Guardian Special Ants again, however exhausted. So we'll pull up our handy dandy chart right here and we'll go ahead and look for exhausted, right? So we have one that has exhausted, and that's going to be Black Cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my attacks and my guardian, and now my Black Cancer has all its skills unlocked, but it's one of my stronger units because it has all its skills unlocked. So earlier on in the maze, we want to balance using our stronger special ants, having all the skills unlocked, having stars, having the awakened skills unlocked, versus just using things to get through it. However, I'm on level 5. My guardian ants aren't the strongest. I'm going to go ahead and put in Black Cancer. Now, he has a stronger unit, so I want to go ahead and put him in the back row, preserve his damage. But I need to make sure that all of his ranges, range of 3, range of 2, so he has to go at least in the middle, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the middle so that way he's effective during the battle. Go ahead and press March, and just Rock Bandit took a heart. So when we get to the boss, you'll see that you get Tower Snails and Awakened Protein. So it's worth getting to the end of every level in order to get these small things. Not only are you going to get the Tower Snails that will help you purchase the Awakening abilities, you're also going to get the Awakening Protein, which will level up your Awakening skills. And again, Guardian Special Ant, however, creature weakness, none. So I want to go ahead to the Guardian Ants, and I just want to put in 3 Special Ants that are all Guardian that have, you know, lower levels, because this is a lower level maze. Not only that, I want to ensure that not all of them are on their last heart. The reason I want to do that is if they're all on their last heart, there's a chance that they all die and the boss doesn't die. So then I've wasted all 3 slots. If all of these guys are on their last heart, I want to put in someone that has at least 2 hearts in order to make sure I pass the level, even if 2 die off. So then I'm going to go ahead and click March. And as you can see, even here with 2 hearts, level 5 boss is already doing so much damage. It killed it. They killed 2 of them. So my Rock Bandit, which is a little bit better built, it stayed alive, allowing me to pass, which is the point of putting in like a mid player. Move on, and it's the exact same thing. So surprise shell, when we get to this, we want to look at what we have, and we want to prioritize things like stack defense. So not defensive lineup, it'll call it stack defense. Or we want to prioritize other things such as damage, then heal, then dodge. So here we can see normal attack damage, or when the battle starts, increases 2 random squads attack and combat speed by 3. This effect can be stacked once per round. So this is a level 2 and it increases the attack. However, this one increases the damage. This one has healing and a shield. So for this, I'm going to take the defensive lineup. It'll have a little bit of healing, allow my weaker units to last longer, and it'll have defense to allow my weaker units, or a shield to allow my weaker units to last longer. Now, this can be a little bit situational, where if a lot of your special ants, let's say, have a bunch of defense because you're a guardian main, then you want to take damage, things like that. So you need to look at your account and go towards that. You also want to look at the level, right? So these are level 1 and this is level 2. So Battle Fever, increasing squad's attack and combat speed. If this did something a little bit more, I would take Battle Fever. But to me, combat speed doesn't mean much in this set of rules. And squad's attack isn't as important to me as damage. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shield and the healing. Now, because they're split and the shell and the boss are in the same route, I can go ahead and look at the bosses, generic special ant and heal, or generic special ant and silence. I know based off of my account, I have a Ruby Slender, so I can go ahead and do the generic ants and heal. I'm going to put Ruby Slender in the back because I have a range of 3, all of my soldier ants and all of my soldier ants. And then I'm going to go all the way to the back and I'm going to take my weakest, my Dusky Lurker, my Golden Spiny. The rest of the universal special ants on my account have all the skills unlocked except for these 2 special ants. All right, Golden Spiny took a heart. I won the battle. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the surprise shell. Enhanced dodge, this is my least important. Defense stack, that's my priority. And it's level 2. And then this is defense of our front line and increases the piercing effect of our back line. I don't have a lot of special ants with piercing, and it's not as important as the defense stack. Now you can see in my thing here, my defense stack, as you can see, I've picked a bunch of times, is all the way up to 9%, and my healing and shield is up to 1%. So those are the levels that I take, and again, this is coming from Chewy. This is how he builds it, and this is the lineup that I've seen that's brought me the highest since talking to Chewy and how to play this game mode. All right, the last thing I want to cover in this video, again, this is a end game type thing, a late to end game type thing. But what I want to talk about is after talking to Chewy, I realized I'm doing it wrong. The first thing I want to do here is unlock skill. So let's look at Golden Spiny because he's fresh, or Dusky Lurker, who is also a little bit more fresh. I want to just unlock skill 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I want to max skill 1 and max skill 6 if I have it. I don't have it, but I want to max skill 1, skill 6. And then I want to unlock the things that make this troop the best at its abilities. So again, if we go ahead and we look at this thing, we can see Dusky Lurker is right here, and his specialty of Dusky Lurker is going to be this check mark right here, which is piercing. So I want to look at the skills. This one has damage or reducing defense, and then this one has damage to an enemy squad, and this one has damage or increasing attack and damage to enemies back line. So I don't really need to do this one, but I want to do this one and this one. Again, unlocking these 3 so they do have some sort of damage. This skill and this skill and this skill would be the last ones for this game mode. In other game modes, there are charts on my Discord on how to prioritize. However, again, just to reiterate, you want to have skill 1, 2, 3, and 4 unlocked, max skill 1, max skill 6, and then unlock whatever abilities make it useful based off of the chart, which will be in my Discord in the useful sheets. I don't know where it is currently in my Discord, but a huge shout out to the creators for making it, and Rip Rugs for showing me it and making sure that I had it for this video. All right, you guys, again, huge shout out to Chewy for ensuring that I had all the knowledge I needed for this. Huge shout out to Rip Guts for pointing me in the direction of the charts, making sure that it was brought up to my attention, because that chart is insane for making this task a lot easier than having to read every skill of every special ant. And huge shout out to the creators of the chart, Exile and Galactus. I don't know their server, but thank you for making this for the community and being willing to share it to all of us. As always, huge shout out to my Patreon. Thank you for pushing me towards this video. Thank you for asking this video for the community to be able to enjoy, the community to be able to benefit. I apologize for not putting this out sooner. I know that this is something people struggle with, especially myself. This is an excellent game mode. It puts a lot of thought and calculation into it. I think it's one of the more mentally challenging game modes, so I really do appreciate learning more about it and being able to be a better person at it. Thank you for the Patreon for supporting me. If that's not your thing, please go ahead and like this video, share this video. It helps out a tremendous amount. Hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, so you don't miss when I go live next and you don't miss my next video. Until next time, y'all, you know how we do it when we do it over here. You can go ahead and catch me in the YouTube comments. I do try to respond to everything, but it does give me limited notifications. You can find me on Discord. That is the best spot to find me. I am very active on Discord. You can tag me. I'm usually in DMs, so please tag me in the Discord. I'm happy to answer it. Remember, knowledge should be shared, so I do prefer answering questions in the Discord. Public channels, but if you feel uncomfortable with that, feel free to DM me. Or worst case scenario, you can catch me on server 260. Until next time, y'all, stay humble, stay happy, stay hungry. Bye, y'all.